Welcome to this second video for the Open Community Gauntlet V1. This week we will try to implement the OCGV multi-gate. So the naive implementation, really basic one, to be on the leaderboard. I'm already on the leaderboard at the bottom, and I'm trying not to beat this gentleman there. It's a reference player, reference naive subprocess. So I must stay below that to not disturb the leaderboard. So let's jump into it. So as usual, we have our descriptions and our schematic. I will just keep the schematic and do a nice solution like the one from last week. So I have a mux to place and I have OR. So I should have nice OR gates, please. OR challenge, okay. So this will do it. And I need a saw. Oh, this is a So the saw is an interesting challenge. It's the very first challenge that is where you can have multiple versions that are really drastically different from the blueprint. It's kind of the first stage that kind of hint that blueprints are just scalar representation of the logic that you should implement in each stage, but you can improvise and be creative about it. As usual, I have some of my blueprint that has labels. Those don't have, but those are my inputs. So R&D, okay, yes, output and output. So we have our XOR. Now we can put the trusty big mux I have. So this one, you have a bonus stage for it. You can find also implementation online. You can just tap CMOS mux 2:1 and you will see some representation and schematics for a mux, so you can implement yourself. This is a very fat mux, like the one from last week, and we'll still use it. Maybe I will change a bit, I don't know, we'll see. I think you can realize with this week compared to the previous one is I cannot show from the schematics there, but this is the thing I wanted to. I have resetted my save, so I don't have anything, but every time you unlock an official stage with schematics, and or you are in the tutorial and you see some images, you can see schematics there. So if I open this, I will see the schematic. So it's just another target. I don't have anything else in that save. And if you go in reference, you will see all the instruction you got so far. So like for example, if you want a refresher on how Canvas works, it's kind of handy. Also the help is a wiki. There is quite a few articles on this. Please take any if you have any feedback to give or you would like to see new pages, don't hesitate to reach out to the community and I on Discord, and I'm sure we'll be really glad to add some content to this, but it's fairly complete. So without waiting any longer, we can just put back our schematic and stick to that. So we have our air, or I want to plug that here, and our B. And we want to have the C, so we can extend over there. You can go large if you want to, because if you have this option active, auto shrink and validate, which is by default on, anytime you hit that button, it will compress, shrink the die to the minimal size. So it's nice to have the place. So I have here this pin, supposed to be the select. So I can just cross the two mouse, because this section over there is conductive. So you can just plug on two sides. It's a minor optimization. And then we want it to have our XOR plugged to A and B as well. So we can do just this. So we have our B, and then our A. Our A, maybe I can just come from the other side? No. Yeah, I think we just need to go this, and then so you can switch to L shape by right clicking when you are left clicking and you're posing your shape, your trace. So I'll just do that, and well, let's put that here. It's kind of something. I'll do that. And as usual, our power lines are on layer 8 and layer 6. So I know everything that stays on those plane are for power. So I can just, plug that this, and I know this will just power up my my transistor properly. So everything over there is plugged, and I just need to plug this one. So our power is connected. So now I have this and this I need to take care. So or is this gate, and it needs to be plugged to the first pin. As usual, I using this mux, and I inverted the pin out. It's kind of annoying, actually. I did that, I don't know why, but it's kind of annoying because every single time I get confused by it. So I'll go B over there, and I'll go with A. So as usual, I'll click to remove a label. So now we have a nice and clean thing. And if I do this, I hear the little beep. So if you press a step, click on a step here, it will activate the input with what is expected in that that step. And although it won't validate the entire thing, it will just keep validating that one step. So if you remove and I put that back, you hear the beep because now you have the thing that is, the step is valid. So it's really empty. You just have to have the validation running. So, but you just click and it will start the validation for the simulation for you. That's pretty much it, and I'm fairly sure with that. If I'm pressing U, so U is kind of, I have two key I really like to use is in the control, in the settings, you can have this section simulation and you have the run validation. So by default is U, and there is the OMM close brackets. Maybe this one is only for laptops. I work on a laptop, and so I put convenient default for me. Maybe it's a mistake. Let me know in the comment if you would prefer to have that somewhere else. But I press U, and usually I press the OM close bracket button key to have like the fast validation. Because if you see there, if I change the speed, this just augments. So I don't click on anything. So it's kind of really handy. I will just put that to 250 and press U to validate and wait for the validation to finish. So now I have a beautiful functional chip. It's kind of not a good shape. You can see in those graphs that people are quite spread apart. This is a new stage, so we have a little bit of spread out. So if you go to the artchip.io over there and you go to stats, you will have this fairly simple tab that shows everything, and every official and every community made that are officially approved for Gauntlet will show up in that tab. And so we want ArcSor, ArcSor multigate. So you see we have 243 total submissions, so 243 completely separate submission, but there is only 10 players playing that, so 24 versions of that same ArcSor multigate were submitted. And we have a little thing over there that is the top 90 percentile is selected. And because this is a Gauntlet and players on that Gauntlet are quite competitive, they came with really good solutions. So if you see the ticks, for example, it's really low. It's kind of funny because this is doing a fair amount of logic, more than ArcSor 3, for example. And yeah, people were really able to find a really fast solution. So the 90 percentile is really low. So this stage is hard to crack now. But those scores, if you manage to be in the range, you know you are like in top players. So you will see those stats showing up here and also there. For me, so the Gauntlets, my score over there, so it will make a little bit of time to actualize. It's not live, it's it can take 5-10 minutes usually, but I think I did better. Okay, barely, but it's an improvement, you know. So this was it for the ArcSor multigate naive implementation for the Open Community Gauntlet V1. Thank you for watching till the end, and I'll see you next week.